Tonight, I'm taking a look at the Nifty 50, also known as the gateway drug to older and more esoteric glass in the world of photography. But does it live up to the hype? This is the Canon 50mm f1.8, the original Nifty 50. When I first got into photography, I was using a standard kit lens and I kept wondering how people got that beautiful background blur. No matter what I tried, I just couldn't get the look. Then one day while browsing a forum, someone recommended getting a Nifty 50. I wish I could find the exact comment, but it went something like this. Get yourself the Canon 50mm f1.8. It's the gateway drug to the world of faster, older and more esoteric lenses. I remember reading and thinking, you know what, I'm just going to get the lens, and that's it, I won't be needing anything else. Yeah, that didn't exactly go to plan. But the advice was solid. The Nifty 50 is a gateway drug. I don't think I would have gone as deep into photography if it weren't for this small piece of plastic and glass. I can't remember exactly when I bought it or even what camera I had at the time. It was either my Canon 350D or my Canon 450D. What I do remember is that it opened up an entirely new world in photography for me. For the first time, I understood why people raved about this lens. If you've never shot with a prime lens before, it's a different experience compared to a kit zoom. There's no zoom ring. The only zoom you've got is your legs, so get ready to move. When it came out, this was the cheapest Canon lens with autofocus you could buy. It had an aperture of f1.8, which meant you could shoot in low light and get that shallow depth of field everyone talks about. Sure, the build quality wasn't amazing, but for the price, it was a bargain. Lightweight, fast-ish, and capable of beautiful results. Like I said, it was my gateway lens. I remember using it for one of my first paid photography jobs, and after that shoot, I realized I needed something like the Nifty 50, but with zoom. That led me to the Canon 24-70mm f2.8L, then the 70-200 f2.8L, and well, you get the idea. When I started using it, it was on a crop sensor. Later I moved to full frame. Obviously, full frame gives you better bokeh, but even on a crop sensor, the results are great. Keep in mind, on a crop body, the 50mm becomes more like a 75mm. Is it still worth buying it in 2025? That depends. Canon has released multiple versions over the years, from the EF50mm STM to the RF50mm f1.8 STM. But the core appeal is still there. If you're just getting started in photography and you're not ready to spend more than you would on a used car, this is a fantastic entry-level prime. Especially if you want real in-camera bokeh. Side note, this lens was originally announced in 1990. I bought mine around in 2006. That means this design has been around for over 35 years, and it's still good. Sure, the autofocus is a bit slow and the build quality is generous, if we're being kind. But it's light, only 130 grams, and it still punches above its weight. The Nifty 50 is to photography what instant noodles are to cook. Cheap, satisfying, and weirdly addictive. But honestly, it's also the starter Pokemon of lenses. You think it's just the beginning, but years later, after a full frame upgrade, 3 shelves of vintage glass, and a slightly concerned spouse, you still remember it as the one that started it all. It stood the test of time, and for many of us, it was the start of something much bigger. In the words of Sir Isaac Newton, if I have seen further than others, it is by standing on the shoulder of giants. And that is the legacy for many of us, from the Nifty 50. And on that note, it's time to end. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.